Studio Galaxy 473 in Confer. We're back with you again this Saturday. And at one time we apologize for last week. Our technical issues was massive, so we were not able to come on. You know, you're dealing with the new kids on the block. We don't get the logistics right all the time. So we're sorry. But Studio Galaxy is back with you. And today we have two programs as usual. And the first one is agriculture. And you are with the Galaxy Equalizers, Joshua and Francis. And the topic today is, will Grenada-China MOU develop agriculture?
Absolutely.
Will Grenada-China Memorandum of Understanding develop China, develop agriculture? That is what the farmers want to know. What the businessmen want to know might be a different thing.
Yeah.
What the trade unionists want to know might be a different thing.
Yep.
But the farmers, what we want to know is, will Grenada-China MOU develop agriculture? Joshua.
Well,
Joshua, before you start, we have to remind our people who participate in our program, you're free to call, you're free to WhatsApp, and the number is 536 25.
5325.
Yes, so you're free to call, you could WhatsApp us, you could ask your questions, you could always culture that you feel discuss. Right. 536 25 858.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, Joshua.
good morning, everybody. Here at home and diaspora worldwide. The government has been away for about a week to 10 days. They've been in China celebrating 20 years of relationship with China, and they've come back with a number of MOU. But what we want to concentrate on is the MOU for agriculture. We want to see whether or not there's anything in it that will actually develop agriculture. We also want to encourage people who are listening, if they have any knowledge on any subject that we are talking about, because we are not the repository of all knowledge. They are welcome to call in and educate us on the subject as well. We all have to educate each other on the subject. So my thing in terms of the MOU and agriculture, I heard once again that the government talk about the blue economy. And I wonder whether or not people know what this blue economy we keep talking about. It's like a buzzword. And I'm not sure whether people understand what this blue economy is, because I know myself, I don't really understand what this blue economy is. I have a little idea what they're talking about, and essentially in its very basic terms, you're talking about the sea. So that's one thing, but I'm concerned about the land and what's in the MOU for the development of the land, development of technical expertise, development of greenhouses, development of crops that yields 2-3 times as much. I'm interested in joint venture that will develop our nation, and I'm not sure if those things were in the MOU. If it were our nation, I very much apologize, but I didn't hear anything, and the information that's given out on the MOU is so scant. It's hard to decipher, what's in it. And the reason I say I'm interested in joint venture is this. I know we have a lot of skills deficit, and I know the way to get those into Grenada is training and development of our people. But sometimes, in order to get those people skilled up in terms of the skills needed, it might take 7 to 10 years in some cases. In some cases, it might take a year. And what I'm advocating is, while we have identified people and whilst we have identified the skill set that's missing, we can use joint venture with any country. It could be the United States, it could be the European Union, it could be China, that wants to help us to develop as a country by sharing technology, by sharing innovation that works, etc. So my thing is, we can't move fast enough if we're going to say wait for 10 years to get our people trained. So whilst we're training our people, what I'm advocating is joint venture. Could be with the Chinese, it could be with the Americans. So given that our ministers just came from China, I was hoping to see some joint venture coming from them. Joint venture in secondary processing. I worked on a project to get mangoes back into the USA with a company about 2 or 3 years ago, and we were successful. But I haven't seen any mangoes going to the USA, to be quite honest. I saw one shipment going to the USA, and people are still talking about, mangoes are on the ground and the vehicles have to avoid them in the road. I would have liked to see a joint venture with a secondary processing facility being set up in terms of Grenada. And I didn't hear anything. This might be there, but I didn't hear anything in terms of that. I was so passionate about it. I wrote to the delegation whilst they were in China, reminding them that it would be good if we could have secondary processing as a joint venture with the Chinese, because the Chinese are very good in terms of using canning or using some kind of packaging for these things. I mean, the wonderful, delicious kind of fruit bowls that we could make, it's out of this world, but we're not making it, and we need to do that. We can't always talk and kind of think export. There is a local market for fruit bowls that we need to tap into. If we want to export, let's export to SGU. SGU is like a separate island on Grenada with a separate economy, separate kind of rules of governance, etc. So let's export to SGU. They have about 8,000 students there who would love the local products. The other thing that I was hoping that we would get in terms of agriculture, in terms of MOU. I did hear they talk about renewable energy. But what I'm hoping that we do with renewable energy this time is that we can look at a joint venture where we have the factory in Grenada building solar panels and using it in Grenada and exporting it to the OECS country. I think we have to do things a little different. We have to have light manufacturing in Grenada, creating jobs and developing our nation, our people, our technicians, etc. So these things, I believe, can be done by adding value to our country. At the same time, we send away 20 people to, whether it's China, America, wherever, to train. So within 3 to 5 years, we have that skilled personnel coming back. And I think we should guarantee it. We should guarantee these people a job when they finish training so that they know they're coming back, because one of the things that we've had over the years, especially with our doctors, people have cried about our doctors being trained and for 8 or 10 years in Grenada, hundreds of thousands gone in their training, and they go and they don't come back. And I know, the economic situation for doctors after they have 10 years of debt or whatever, they want to make some money. But I know quite a few doctors who kind of went to Europe or they went to Ireland, and they've come back and they're very pleased. They're probably making 10% of what they could make abroad, but they're pleased to be home and pleased to be part of the struggle to develop Grenada. So those are my thoughts this morning, Mr. Pierre. And I will go further into that. I'll try and demystify what this blue economy means as the morning goes on.
You want to touch blue economy today? I will take it anything.
Well,
the blue economy.
I want to demystify it because that's what they say. They have an MOU to do with the blue economy, and it's part of agriculture.
The subject matter we selected, will Grenada China MOU develop agriculture?
Yeah, but
farmers,
you
must not be tricked.
Yeah.
When we speak here, we provoke discussion.
Absolutely.
And while we target Grenada, because we're from Grenada, but Dominica, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, the whole Caribbean, they're sitting on the blessed assurance and they're tricking the people. Will Grenada China MOU develop agriculture? Does the government of Grenada have the guts, have the gumption to tell us what is the MOU all about?
Yeah.
And what they expect to happen?
What's the plan?
Timing. You don't bunk to sometimes you say in 2 years and it's 10. And you don't have to try to be too magical. Because we know development take long. 5-10 years in any particular area is reasonable. But we lay the blocks brick by brick by brick by brick. So when you speak and you open for discussion. Will Grenada China MOU develop agriculture? I am extremely suspicious. China is an ex-imperial power. China invented diplomacy. The Chinese in your country, if they stay 25 years, they're pretending they cannot speak English. That is a diplomatic move. They don't care about your carnival. They don't care about your religion, your culture, your marriage. They come in your country and they don't get much conflict with you. You don't want to work with them. They don't want you to work with them. You never hear a Chinese dead. Chinese in Grenada 20 years, nobody never hear a Chinese dead. Some Chinese most dead. And how they dead, so they bury them right there. And they continue to work. So you have a culture clash. But because the Chinese are so diplomatic, you don't know. So the government of Grenada must tell us, take your people in your confidence. Don't trick your people. And tell them what the memorandum of understanding is all about. What we could expect.
Absolutely. And that's
Joshua,
so much needed.
Joshua, isn't that fair and reasonable?
Yeah, it's fair. It's so fair and so reasonable and so sensible. You wonder, why is it don't our leaders speak to us as though we have sense? It's very, very important. And this morning I was talking to a friend and I was saying, how do I get a copy of this MOU? And he said to me, well, government will have it. They'll give you some headlines, but they wouldn't tell you the details of the MOU.
Well, Joshua, anytime they want to tell you, I don't trust them. Joshua, we always have to remember, black people sold us in slavery.
Yeah.
All over the years, we grew up hating the white man for the advantage they take on us in slavery, and they had no right to buy us.
Yeah.
They had no right, so they guilty.
Yeah.
But remember, is our own black people that sold us in slavery.
Yeah, I'm very aware of that kind of issue, and I'm not going to divert and get into it this morning, but one day we could talk
Of course.
about it.
Because black people don't talk about that.
I know.
We afraid we won't get reparation.
Yeah.
For 700 years before white people go and buy slave, black people been selling slave.
Yeah.
So what is in it for the farmers? We're asking some question today. What is in it for the farmers?
Yeah.
We expect you to bring new technology. China is a world giant.
Yes, in innovation.
What
Whoa.
benefit? Do we have market? What is in it for the farmers?
Yeah.
What is there for the farmers to jump up and wave for?
Yeah, that's what I want to know, because China, in terms of agriculture development, is so innovative, and China is probably the biggest farming country in the world. So I'm hoping that, we would have some joint venture, because one of the things that I want to raise awareness about is we have the land that Cane Co. Used to use to grow cane, and I just see the cane growing higher and bigger all the time, as though the land has been abandoned.
Right now, mongoose
Yeah,
and crab taking over back.
yeah, and if that is the case, I think it's the perfect opportunity for us to be talking with the landowners. I have to kind of express that I was involved in terms of helping Cane Co. lease land, and it wasn't complex. People were happy with the leases. But for example, if these lands are no longer leased and the farmers, the owners are no longer using the land, surely we could have a consortium of people get together with the private sector or private sector and government, say, listen, we're going to use your land, we're going to pay you a fee, and we're going to expect you to work it, or if you don't want to work it, we would work it for you. And our goal is to work towards food sovereignty. The beginning for us is food security, because food sovereignty takes a while. But we have to start to work towards it. And all the lands that were used in terms of cane, we're going to have a master plan put together by the private sector, government, etc. And we're going to guarantee that we bind those products back once it's finished. We're going to provide technical assistance, be it tractor service, be it extension officer, be it agronomist, etc., fertilizer, all the inputs we are going to do. And we're going to do weekly monitoring to support you. And at the end of the day, when the crops are ready, we are going to agree a fair price with you. If there's profit that's made in this venture, you will get like a back pay from the profit. So I was hoping we do that. People say, oh, Josh, our topography is so challenging. And I'm saying to them, well, all the topography that's been used by Cane Co. has been the one that used them and prepared them. So there's no challenge in terms of the topography, in terms of the land that I'm talking about. But what we cannot do is to do like banana. We lost banana, and up to this day, we haven't had a crop to replace banana. And I suspect that's because what Mr. Pierre and I have been talking about, that waiting for that white man on this white horse and a big cloak to come and save us. That ain't gonna happen, people. It doesn't matter if we try something and we don't get it right. By continue trying and trying, we will get it right, but we must start.
Yes, the question is, Grenada come back jumping, the wailing,
Yeah.
the waving flag.
Yeah.
The farmers in Grenada, farmers have to be selfish. I never see some farmers mind everybody business beside theirs. I've been saying that years. The trade unions seek their interests. They back up government, they lobby government, they fight against government. They even lie down in front of tractor.
Yeah.
The trade union, they demonstrate. I remember the trade union demonstrating against the Baboya law. The private sector, the Chamber of Commerce, they're a little bit more diplomatic.
Yeah.
But they're very effective.
Very.
They mind only the business.
Yeah.
They want tax break. You
Yeah.
notice as soon as the government come, they give a tax break. Because these businessmen owe millions of dollars. So the government give them a tax break. They say, okay, wipe the slate, start free again. Nothing is wrong with that. The farmers have the worst track record in Grenada for lobbying.
Yeah.
I remember when they sing a song, where the nutmeg money, I can't sing, they will close me on. Where the nutmeg money, Ogilvy, please tell us. By the time they finish this song, Ogilvy lose election. The farmers take the money and they put in Barbados. All sort of issue. When you put the money in Barbados, where Grenada is going to get money for development? They cut down Belvedere nutmeg. The farmers will say one word. The farmers always behaving as if they are agents of a political party. So no, farmers, mind your business. Don't study the trade union business. Don't study the politician business. Whether NNP or NDC. Don't bother with them. Mind your business. The government come back whining. They waving flag. They have a MOU between Grenada and China. Your question is, what is the MOU?
Yeah.
How does it benefit the farmers?
Yeah.
Did you bring back new technology? Did you bring back new opportunities? Did you bring back training? Do you have a market for CMOS?
Yeah.
Because we could double, triple, quadruple the amount of CMOS we produce in under 5 years.
Yeah.
Are we going to get a market to ship 3 container load of CMOS in China? What you bring back? We don't Joshua, we don't expect it to happen in 2 years.
Yeah. But I think there's plans for the minister to speak on these things later on in the week. And I really hope that we could get the answers to the question that you're asking. Because
Joshua, where are the ministers speaking or speak? We don't giving up, you know.
No, we don't give
up.
We
come here to provoke.
Yeah.
We come here to provoke discussion.
Yeah.
We come here to silence university graduates. They're walking around with PhD and producing nothing. We come here to challenge the University of the West Indies. John Compton say the University of the West Indies has not done justice to agriculture. He said we worse off than the days of Pharaoh. Because in the days of Pharaoh, we had the bullocks and the cart. He said we fight with the hoe and the spade.
Yeah.
Fabs Bonham, beg them, grow what you eat and eat what you grow. He ban cheese, he ban carrot. Ghanaians start to eat wrap pumpkin. You think none of the Caribbean islands supported Fabs Bonham. We come here to provoke. We don't looking for no vote. We ain't plan to run election. We ain't starting no party.
Right.
But we provoking people.
And encouraging.
And it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
When we speak about agriculture, our concern is to get discussion. We know it wouldn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
So we're starting the process.
Yeah, and so we want to see, like, if we're producing, 10,000 tons of sweet potatoes a year, we want to bring it to 50,000 tons a year. And how we going to do it? It's okay having a goal from 10 to 50,000, but what are the steps to make that a reality?
That's right. This tells me.
I know it's big numbers.
When I heard Joshua, we can't even get potato to it. Some people selling some dirty potato. Kabuse. So that is a joke. You can export potato with dust on it. You have to clean the potato, or you have to harvest the potato when it's dry. And whether it's air, water, whatever, to clean the potato.
Yeah.
You Joshua, when last you get a piece of potato in in a supermarket.
Yeah.
You can't even get that.
I know. I mean, I was driving past the turning to go up to Maribor Hospital. I saw some produce on the side of the road. I stopped the vehicle because I wanted to get some sweet potatoes. I like sweet potatoes, to be quite honest. It's a beautiful food. So I stopped and I asked the lady, oh, you have nice produce. How much for the sweet potato? She told me $7.
Well, you're lucky it's $8. $8. Yeah. I buy some in the rum shop the other $8. A pound. $8 you don't have.
Yeah, but with $8 a pound, you could sell it anyway, including the rum shop.
Yes. And the thing about Grenadian, when you hear crop expensive, some people that never eat it want to eat it,
Oh, yeah.
Well, if potato a crop rich that, you don't buy it.
Yeah.
You say, well, next season when the price drop, I'll eat plenty in it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The Grenadian housewife, we can't say housewife again. He hardly a married woman, no, few married women. The Grenadian woman want to go and show off. Say, I buy potato, $10 a pound.
Yeah.
All the time potato was $2 a pound. They don't eat in potato,
Yeah. And Mr. Pierre, I'm going to go a little serious on you now. In terms of this produce and them that we're talking about, if we're growing in quantity, we have what a lot of people talk about, economies of scale. And basically what I mean by that, it becomes cheaper if you're growing or planting 10,000 sweet potatoes or 20,000 as opposed to planting 200. And so this is where the planning comes in. This is where we ask in, did you bring back any technical assistance for us? So we have a chart knowing that there's 20,000 potato growing in this area of Grenada. There's 20,000 soursop growing in this part of Grenada. So that we have, and it will be ready on that day. So we're tracking and we're moving, and we know that after the first harvest, we know, well, next year we have to plant 40,000 sweet potatoes because the 20,000 wasn't enough to go wrong. And we don't even touching any kind of export yet. We're just building up for our own use. And so these are the things we're looking for. We're 50 years into independence. In the next few weeks, we're going to be 51 years old. This is old man. This is not a young child.
Old man, child again. Your sperm cells start to bend, the head start to bend, old man.
Yeah, and I want to talk about these kind of things in development of agriculture.
Benefit? The farmer want to know.
Yeah,
what benefit you bring back?
Yeah, and that is important, and it's important to the country as a whole, because one of the things somebody was admonishing me about 2 days ago, and he was quite a skilled man, and I think he used to run CBI or something, and he says, Josh, we're 51 years old in a few weeks, and there's 8,000 households without an inside toilet. Now, that is not to blame the current administration or the previous administration. That is just to show, unless we take a collective approach to our country development, we will just be blaming this one and that one, depending who in power. We need to set target. We want to reduce
Joshua,
that by...
Who blaming? We provoking discussion. Who vex?
Yeah, we want to do this, Josh. You were saying, we have 8,000. Within 5 years, we want to eradicate this problem in Grenada. And we need to set targets, and we need to monitor these targets, and we need to make sure what we set out to do happens. So if we want to plant 10,000 sweet potato slips, we want to make sure we know where we're planting it. We want to make sure we have the fertilizers for it. We want to make sure we monitor it, and we want to know when they'll be ready. We want to know the income it generates as well.
Joshua, the Ministry of Agriculture is the biggest farmer in Grenada. So when the Ministry of Agriculture go in China, the ministry, the MOU must reflect the Ministry of Agriculture.
Yeah, it must.
What's about crab farming? Now that we have Kenko leave and go again, you're getting some mang for some more crabbing.
Uh-huh.
Do we have any particular training to assist crab farmers to farm crab?
Yeah, and you know that is close to my heart because our family members involved.
Why you think I'm saying that? Close to your farm.
Yeah.
These people, I remember as a young boy, we hear that bikey boy building a boat in Harman. But that is the biggest shock for us. Because we thought boat could have only been built in the sea. Get to the sea. But the thing about it is we wondering how the boat go cross Moya Bridge to go. Because automatically we envisage a massive boat.
Yeah.
We envisage a massive boat because we know how them boy and them bike. We said they ain't building no small boat.
Yeah.
What is the benefit? What is in it for the farmers in Grenada?
Yeah.
Farmers.
And
not all skin teeth that is laugh.
Yeah. And we want to know, and we have to know. It's important. We can't continue like this. Like things have been said and we have no substance to what's being said. And we want to know when these things will be realized, and it's to benefit all of us and to develop our nation.
I don't know if it's all of us, but it must benefit the farmers.
Yeah, but
the farmers must mind their business.
Yeah,
they're studying everybody's business beside this.
Yeah.
The farmers must negotiate on their behalf.
Yeah, but
they must lobby on their behalf.
Yes, and I agree with that 100%. And what I say when I write sometimes, Mr. Pierre, agriculture and food, all of us have to eat, regardless whether we blue, we green, we yellow, whatever. So that brings us together and it makes us more cohesive as a nation. So this is one area where we can't say it's green, it's blue, it's yellow. It's all of us have to eat. And the question you pose is such an important question. How will the farmer benefit? If the farmer benefit, the nation benefits.
80% of our people in Grenada are directly or indirectly involved in agriculture. 80%.
Yeah.
So there is no question about that. Grenada have invested immensely in individuals going in university. They have one amount of certificate from diploma to PhD. And you are not seeing that technology transfer. How they practicalize their certification, we are not seeing it in the land.
Yeah.
Look at the commodity boards. The nutmeg board, the cocoa board.
Yeah.
These boards have been with us for about 100 years. If you don't reach 100 years,
I think at least 60.
About 60 years this board have been with us.
Yeah.
And I find every day they're getting worse. They don't. I think the biggest problem is they don't recognize that the sole and most important responsibility is the development of the farmer. The farmers.
Yeah.
What technology the government is bringing back? What new technology? I understand we're fishing with the Cuban technique still. Last new technology are coming fishing is the Cubans during the revolution. We have that still.
Yeah.
What technology you're bringing back in fish for the farmers?
Yeah.
What technology transfer?
Yeah.
What technology you're bringing back for crab?
Yeah.
China eating everything.
Yeah. And Mr. Pierre, one of the things like I've been dreaming about and wishing, is the shrimp farming. I'm thinking we have so many inlet from the sea. Can we not cut a little piece out and do our...
in the 70s, we started to do some aspect of shrimp in Granby Estate.
Okay.
In Gary days.
They
take a piece of land and they bring a pond near the river and they started fish.
Yeah.
But I think it was a question of the couple used to eat all the baby shrimp and some problems or the person followed some issues. But
Yeah.
it started in the 70s.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about Grenville, and Grenville's shoreline is not being utilized. I'm thinking, well, can't we get some nets and, have about an acre of the sea where we're growing shrimp? I don't know how to do it, but it seems as though we
Well,
have the resources.
You know, there's some at one time they talk about the shrimp farm in St. Mark's.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the ideas are there.
Yeah.
Now the government come back from China.
Where is our shrimp
Where
farm?
is it? What you going to do in China? You come back waving flag and jumping up and firing them. China, you know, China invented the gunpowder.
Yeah. I know that
So
China was advanced. Yeah.
When they asked Napoleon, a little boy asked Napoleon, you want to conquer the world. What do you think about China? Napoleon think, and he said, China is a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
Let us sleep.
Yeah. But China
Up
wake
to
up
today, the world prefer China sleeping.
now. Yeah.
The Chinese invented diplomacy. When the Chinese not watching you in your eyes when they're speaking to you, it's for a reason, you know. You don't know if they're lying or they don't lie, or if they're sleeping. They don't look at you in your eyes.
Yeah.
The Chinese stay in Grenada, they will stay in Grenada for 100 years, and they're still pretending they cannot speak English.
Yeah. But Mr. Pierre, the Chinese appear more humane. They ever own slaves? The Chinese people?
The Chinese do all kind of wrong thing in the world. The thing about it is, the Chinese have a 1,000-year plan.
Yeah.
The last time I was speaking to two young boys, and young boy and a young girl, about the same age. I even find the boy too young for the girl. You know, when a woman have a man a little more advanced age,
Yeah.
because the boy look at you he waiting for her to make decision.
Yeah.
I say you all looking good, and where you all young now, all you must not have a big house. You must have a small bed, a little bigger than a maternity bed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, all you going up in conflict, and all you must plan for 100 years.
Yeah.
Because one day she going to look. Now she look as a Coke bottle, but she going to look as a sugar jar. And one day all the man teaching him how to go follow. And all this still must love one another. So you all must plan for 100 years. And that is where the Chinese have mastered.
Yeah.
The Chinese come down here with a 1,000-year plan.
Yeah.
So Grenada could be easily enveloped in fireworks and drama.
Yeah, and they have the discipline to carry it out, you
They
know.
come down here for a 1,000-year plan.
Yeah.
The Chinese offer Grenada 2,000 houses. And stadia, not stadium. Stadia. Stadia mean more than one.
Yeah.
To build 2 stadia. When the government changed, the government asked the Chinese to take back 1,000 houses and give them $40 million. You think we don't have some blight in this country?
Yeah.
Around that time, the Chinese was talking about billions of dollars for the Caribbean and Latin America because, what do you call that road again, the building?
Belt and
The
Road.
Belt and Road Passage. While they're doing that, government was asking the Chinese to take back 1,000 houses and give them $40 million. I don't know if the Chinese build the 2,000 houses yet. I don't know if the Chinese build the 2,000 houses yet. And if they don't build it, the government give up the rest. So while everybody jumping up, I want the farmers in Grenada, let the trade union jump,
Yeah.
let the businessman jump, let the jumpers jump.
Yeah.
You ask question.
Yeah.
What benefit the Grenada-China MOU development have for agriculture? What technology we expect? What is in it for farmers?
How do we hope to increase production?
Does the government come to help us in what the government should do? Ask China for 2 beekeepers to spend 2 years in Grenada to do queen production.
Technical.
Queen production. And let these 2 Chinese work with about 20 Grenadians on a government farm, government apiary, producing queen. So you're teaching 20 people how to produce queen for 2 years. So if 19 dead, you still have one.
Yeah, yeah. And it's those kind of practical kind of
I
things
believe
we want to
every
know.
time I want one person, I want to train 10.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to train 10 person if I want one.
Yeah, because you're doing the simultaneous development that we need. We have the joint venture because we're producing queen bees, and we're training 20.
20.
So that,
if 19 dead,
Yeah.
one remain.
yeah, so that way we could have proper development of our island.
And you have a 2 years agreement.
Yeah.
You might invest $2 million in that. But Grenada used to buy queen from Hawaii.
Yeah, yeah.
Grenada used to buy queen from Puerto Rico. And because of diseases, they left and go to Hawaii. They tried to buy queens from New Zealand because to avoid disease in the Caribbean. So now you come back gallivanting and jumping up about the Chinese.
Yeah, but I just saw somebody that looks like Carl Caton come in. He, I understand, is a master producer of sea moss.
I think Carl Caton may charge you for this publicity. Carl don't want this publicity.
Yeah, so because when they
Carl
talk about...
say he's an ordinary rustic of nondescript breed. We're looking for no publicity.
Yeah, so,
What we do is to provoke discussion.
yeah, but they were talking about the blue economy and the sea moss. So it just touched my mind when I saw him, because I was thinking, blue economy,
when you
sea
see-
moss,
remember,
that is what we
Anytime
have.
you see Carl, you see agriculture.
Okay.
And remember, Master Carl is a member of the Galaxy Equalizer.
Okay.
We provoke discussion.
Right.
Maybe in the next 5-10 years, the government could come back and help the CMOS, people involved in CMOS, and train.
Yeah, but this...
So a lot of Bajan on the road could do CMOS.
Yeah. And a lot of the boys hang out by the sea on the curbs and whatever.
You have to train them.
And all I'm smelling is a kind of fragrance coming from that area. They should be out in the sea growing sea moss or whatever
Well,
else.
if you're training people, you remember 80% of Grenadians cannot swim. You know? So a lot of people like to do CMOS, but afraid they go drown. So you have to. No, you think it's easy, but 80% of Grenadians cannot swim. Fellas go on the beach, they're playing cricket.
Yeah.
They go on the beach, they're playing football. They're afraid to go in the water, they go drown.
Yeah, they're afraid to play handball in the water.
Where are synchronized swimming? We're supposed to have synchronized swimming.
Yes.
Water sport,
Yeah.
water polo. They
Yeah.
go on the beach playing cricket.
Yeah.
They can't swim.
What I can say.
You see our girls on the beach and they're looking so well, they don't want to swim.
They're afraid
But they're afraid they drown.
No, but they're afraid they get their hair wet. That is the thing with the girls.
Yeah, well, they could just
They don't like the hair wet.
So we have a lot of challenges, and we know it is not a quick fix.
Yeah.
But we could, if the government tell us what is in the memorandum of understanding, and the farmers must want to know what is in it for me.
Yeah. And Honorable Minister, in all seriousness, we're desperate to know what's in it for us, the farmers, etc. And we're desperate to have a different approach whereby all of us hold each other accountable. Are we going to move from a certain like 10,000 production to 20,000, etc.? We need to know, and in how many years. And in order for us to develop, you have to bring all of us along, Minister. And so we're not shouting and making any kind of noise for no reason. We want to be included because we are part of the solution to Grenada problems. We must be included.
Well, you put it very nicely, Minister. As far as I'm concerned, John Compton challenged University of Western Forbes Bonham did it. We cannot have individuals using government money and go and study for 10, 15, 5, 10 years.
Yeah.
And when they come back like cry baby, they can employ people. Pope John Paul.
And they're looking for government work.
Pope John Paul begged developing countries, do not spend on tertiary education at the expense of primary and secondary education. No, this is good thing, you know. The Pope that telling you that.
Yeah, yeah.
They look at the situation, and some of them come from poor developing countries. You have a number of people say they're bright. When you're walking around like stocky cock with some certificate, they're unproductive.
Yeah.
They're not even making children.
And I've seen a movement.
So you don't think so? Brighter they are, less children than me.
Yeah, but Mr. Pierre, I heard you a little earlier on giving marriage guidance advice in terms of
Small
the
bed.
Chinese small
When
bed.
it's a young couple, don't look for a big house. You have a bed a little bigger than a maternity bed. You can't get vexed.
I didn't know you
Put
have
it in the
those
center.
skills.
Don't jam it up in a corner. Otherwise you will divorce. Every little problem you have, she go in a room, you go in a room.
Yeah.
Bed big.
Yeah.
You know? You have big house, paying one amount of interest in the bank. You can't even put water in the fridge.
Yeah.
And every day you're afraid the company go take back
Oh
the
God, Mr. Pierre, you're the repository of knowledge when it comes to relationships.
I ain't tongue long. I ain't tongue long. Then you have shop.
Yeah. But we have to get agriculture going, and we want to know
The
what
best way,
is in it for
Joshua,
us.
is for the farmers to mind the damn business.
Yeah, and advocate.
The farmers, where agriculture is concerned, is not about NNP or NDC.
No, it cannot be.
It's about you, the farmers, lobby. What is in it for me?
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you select your representative, your representative koozie with one part.
Yeah.
They say no, koozie with the farmer. Do like the bees. You call the representative in the Senate for the businessman, the private sector,
The
Chamber
private-
of Commerce.
Yeah.
The private
sector. Yeah.
You have to admire these people.
Yeah.
You don't see them demonstrating, you know.
No.
They're always there whistling,
Yeah.
whistling in the airs of the
Yeah.
politicians.
But you saw them getting off the plane in China though,
Of course.
with part of the delegation.
Of course. How much farmers are there?
You saw any farmer representative getting off the plane?
No, and when the minister go, the minister might forget farming. I wouldn't be surprised if the minister went there and he did not see anything about honey production. He didn't speak about crab farming. Flowers production.
Yeah.
The flowers industry is $1 billion industry. Billions of dollars. Areas like the Brudge Grove, Closure, the Higher Belt.
Yeah. And what would have been nice is for we to have a little consultation with the minister before he went, so that we could prioritize what it
But that is where the organizations like the Cocoa, and I must call them, I don't want to call Cocoa, you know. About 20-something years I decided to stop talk about them, but you must. Because you're a farmer too and you're in the country. They must whistle in the minister's. Don't just go gallivanting and jumping up and supporting fireworks. No, you let down the farmers.
Yeah.
What's about rabbit farming?
Yeah. All of that we should have been there because the Ministry of Trade had the minister there and they had the representative from the Chamber of Commerce there as well. So, you know, we being the most important in terms of agriculture, we should have had our minister, our senator, and our farmers representative up there.
The minister could have seen if he get a market for Boabande and Zebapik.
Yes.
They say Boabande helping men blood to flow.
Yeah. No, Bob
Them
and
Chinese want blood to flow too.
Yeah.
Boabande and Zebapik.
Yeah, but those things are big business in terms of secondary processing. We say it with a little bit of kind of tongue in cheek, but this is big business.
I don't know whether it's tongue in cheek or chicken tongue, but the reality of it, when you go to, you're looking for niche market.
Yeah, and that is such a special product.
That is our area. Maniku farming.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about
You don't know about Manico farming?
I don't know about that, Mr. Pierre. And I don't encouraging that.
You don't encouraging Manico farming?
No.
So you're not encouraging Manico farming, but the government have a ban. What period of the year you could farm Manico?
Yeah.
So if they're going to ban the farming of Manico, then why not invest in Manico farming? What Manico eating?
I don't stopping anybody from eating, but it's not something
You don't
I'm advocating.
What happened to you? Anything nice like Manico? This substitute, when you ban...
I don't know about the Manico.
Well, yes, I understand that. You don't know about it. But when the off season and people want Manico, rabbit should be the best supplement. So you could sell born rabbit on the market.
Yeah, you see?
Because the majority of women in the Caribbean, although those women know they don't cooking, so they don't bother with that. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
We missed it.
We missed that caller.
Get him back then.
Caller, call back. We want to hear your voice. Yeah. We was just speaking about Manico. So when the off season, those people who like Manico, you could have offered them rabbit.
Yeah.
So they born rabbit. And maybe after 10, 15 years, they develop the taste for rabbit. You may not have to close season for Manico again because they may not worry. But as a people, we have to be surgical. We have to be practical. We can't broadside agriculture.
No, not at all. Not at
So
all.
what is the benefit for the farmers?
What have you come back with for us, Minister?
What new technology?
Yeah.
What new market you offering us?
How are you pushing us forward?
If you want us jump up and wave with gunpowder and little thing, because the Chinese invented gunpowder and they like fireworks and etc. Now, what is in it for the farmers?
Yeah.
Why is it we continue to trick
Yeah.
the farmers?
Yeah.
Dashing, could we improve? Did you come back with technology to improve the
Dashing?
shelf life of Dashling?
Yeah. Because some of the products that we have, and I've heard it over the years.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
Okay.
Morning, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother. Good to
Morning,
hear your voice.
Joshua.
Yeah.
Good morning. That is a voice I recognize. Welcome, caller.
Happy to hear you, as usual.
Yeah.
And I just want to advocate what Mr. Pierre is actually pushing this morning, that things like crab and shrimps and manico, if they are farmed properly, those can turn into multi-million-dollar entities,
Tilapia.
And yes, and we can do those things, and those things aren't so difficult to do. And those simple things are those are the things that we need to do in order to create sustainable development, and in order to help with the unemployment situation in our country. And unless we don't take those, small steps
Yeah.
in order to do things in a practical way, our agriculture sector going to have, wouldn't develop in the way that we want it to. We cannot compete, doing, large scale production. We don't have the land for those kind of things.
Yeah.
So we have to find what, things that we're good at, develop niche market, and do it properly. Like, for example, crab farming. We can't find enough crabs to send down to Trinidad, on a weekly basis. Manico, we have to close season sometime because we don't have enough. We're going to deplete the population. So if we don't do those things in a scientific way, if we don't do this thing in a commercial way, we're going to have issues. So I just want to concur with what Mr. Pierre is saying. I want to share the same sentiment, and I'm enjoying the program this morning. And continue doing that. I know, great job.
Thank you, caller.
Take care.
When you visit a massive country like China, if you don't have sense, you could get tricked. Because just the
Yeah.
reaching there, you could get bazudi.
Yeah.
So you need to, when you leave here, you should call in a number individual and hold discussion with the farmers. What is in the farmers want?
Yeah.
The sportsmen,
Yeah.
the businessmen, the trade union. So you go there with like a project on paper.
Yeah.
Or your ideas, your purpose, your
Yeah, yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
Otherwise, by the time they go there and the Chinese give you a little drink in a glass and you drink 5 and you get drunk.
Yeah.
And sometimes the Chinese behave like the Germans too. You know the Germans was the best for putting women near you.
Oh, no, I didn't know
Well,
that.
let me tell you that. Man. So by the time the Chinese finish with you and they take picture and you see the and they walk around, and it's a very disciplined society.
Yes, yes,
If
yes.
you're trying to take picture of 30 bright Grenadians, you're taking about 15 minutes to fix them, you know, to put them in place.
Yeah.
A Chinese do that in under 1 minute.
Okay.
Sit,
Yeah,
and they take the pictures.
yeah. The
They are more
discipline.
disciplined society. Otherwise, they're going in jail. So when you leave Grenada to go in China, you must know what you're going and ask for.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you want, when you get it, you know.
Yeah. And we must go back to a process where we involve the people we're representing, because a lot of things have gone wrong over the years, not only in Grenada, but in
The whole Caribbean.
the big countries as well, where the technocrats and the kind of representatives believe they know what's
Ever call anything? No. Okay.
they believe they know what's best for the people without asking the people and involving the people. Now that changed, in the 80s and 90s, where I know the British government stopped taking the technocrat with them in terms of negotiation and start taking industry expert with them as well as the technocrat, so that they can get it better. And I think it's something worthwhile looking into. We want the industry representatives with us, and we want consultation with the industry before we go to represent them, in major forum where we're going to ask for things for them. It saves all these misunderstandings when we have a good process that we're using.
We could do better.
Yes.
All politicians, we have to start a ball in the head.
Yeah.
We have to, whether they hot, they hot. If they vex, they vex.
Yeah.
John Compton tried. Forbes Bonham tried. Our university graduates have let us down. There's one of the... Yes, scholar, welcome. Yes, scholar.
Good morning, Mr. Pierre and Josh. How you doing, man?
Yeah, we're doing good. We're having fun this morning.
I see that, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have, I remember just last year, independent, we had the president from Ghana here, one of the African country.
Yeah.
Good. And I don't hear anything again, because I was so happy because I have a coconut plant from Ghana, which behave very well. Being as I hear agriculture back, and now that we engage with the Nigerians, and we just sit back, I want to know exactly what is it in it for us,
Yes.
or what for them.
Yeah.
I see there is so many land vacant, and the crop, the price of, as you said, potato and all those things on them, and lawn of wheat, especially in front of me, I've seen a lawn wheat, all of them, even with flowers. What are the agriculture people doing, I don't know the Chinese here, what they want from us and what they want from them. I don't know. We have millions of bamboo, and bamboo can do a lot of things there. So I don't know if they could come and invest in some
that's a good
bamboo.
one. Yeah. Very
Because
good.
I have a table here made of ply that's made of bamboo from China, and I have that here over 10 years now. So if they want to help us with the bamboo and everything like that, that would be nice for us. So I would like to hear the Minister of Agriculture come out and tell us exactly what this MOU is for.
Yes, we all want that.
My other point is, in Maribor, the hospital there is sitting on 20 acres of land,
Wow.
agricultural land. I just see they break down the strongest building in Maribor, which did Ivan, Emily, Beryl, Only the governors come out and I see them match it up now. I think they're building the New Carlton home. And the land around the hospital and gambas and everything should be able to feed the hospital. Hospital should be able to buy in provision for this kind of cost and all those things. And them. You know, all this land and then you have the farm just lower down. You know, and we should be getting more things to eat from the land. So if we want that help, let the Chinese deal us in agriculture. Teach us how to do it.
Yeah.
Give us equipment.
Yeah.
Give us the equipment and we could do it for ourselves.
Yeah, we want an integrated approach.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
The farmers in Grenada mind your business. The trade unions minding their business. The private sector minding their business. Mind your business. Maybe your brain no good. So we have been advocating. Eat eggs. Eggs good for your brain.
Yeah.
Good for your health. Eat more eggs.
Yeah.
In addition to that, when you're drinking rum, eggs good.
Yeah.
A lot of rummers suffering from malnutrition. They're drinking plenty rum, no vitamins. You notice a lot of rummers don't like too much sour things. So the B12 in your body is being absorbed. B12 good for metabolism. Eat eggs. It's good for your brain. It's good for your health. Eat more eggs. Joshua.
Yes, I really enjoyed this morning program. I hope the listeners enjoyed it as well. Because in a nice, fun way, we are saying that, you know, government and people have to work together in order to see results. And I'm so happy with the buzzword that we were using this morning. What is in these MOU for our farmers? I really want to know.
Farmers, mind your business. Ask what is in the MOU for us. And eat more eggs. Your brain no good.
Come to the
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was light-hearted and nice.
You get your rhythm. You need to show the people something more. Don't let the heart shiver when fear is driven and end up losing it. But I'm a make it. Youth's born for greatness. For you see, I